Aloha, ni hao. You're watching Finding Gino. Sorry, let me try this again. Ni hao. That's the right way to say it. Ni hao. You're watching Finding Gino, a space where if we see a ball, we will bounce on it. In the last episode, I was in Hawaii, so technically I should be in Hawaii, but technically I'm in Singapore. You know what I'm saying? I've been home for about 4 months and 25 days, and I just haven't been in the mood to live, let alone film a YouTube video, so I thought it would be cool to just share and document my adventures and my state of mind before I came back to Singapore. I still have a bit of my travels to document, like Hawaii, Mexico, Switzerland, but I've just been having so many thoughts in the present right now that I really want to share, so I thought I would create a less sophisticated version of a Christopher Nolan movie and play with time. I last left you in Hawaii and now we're back in Singapore, and then we're going back to Hawaii if we have time. What am I saying? I'm the boss of this channel. I say it ends when it ends. If you're wondering why my childhood home is very rusticy, it's because I am doing a mini reno. Not by myself, but I have people come do it. Because I'm the boss lady. No, because I have no idea how to do construction. But anyway, so this is what my room looks like right now. The red and the blue walls I'll explain some other time. And I really wanted to document this process, and I wanted the Property Brothers the shit out of this thing, but I don't watch Property Brothers, so I have no idea what goes on that show. But I'm assuming there's renovation and stuff. I thought this would be a very good analogy for the healing process of my emotional recovery. And I can only speak for myself. Hopefully you can relate. This is kind of significant because this is my childhood home. This is where I grew up. This is where I've spent a lot of the years of my life, so many that I've lost count. I really want to talk about the whole process of the renovation, like what happens before, what happens during, and then what happens after, right? So that's why I'm here, and we're gonna show you the mess and everything. But today, I'm gonna start with the pre-renovation analogy, and that is why you want to start the renovation, which is, you know, kind of like, why do you start therapy? Like, what brings you to the point where you say, oh, actually, this is why I'm doing this. And I'm gonna share my journey. I guess what broke the straw that broke the camel's back. What drove me to therapy? It wasn't like things are not working out and I think I should go see someone to make my life better. No, I crashed so bad that nothing was working anymore, like my coping mechanisms. And my coping mechanisms were drinking. No judgment if that's what you do, but it wasn't working for me. I cannot physically break down alcohol as well as I used to, and honestly, I never could anyway, but age has made it worse. I would feel really terrible when I would feel really terrible drinking. And then the next day, I would feel even worse physically, emotionally, and it just wasn't worth it anymore. So yeah, so there was drinking, and then there was, binge watching TV shows. I wanted to escape the real world. It kind of became a numbing tool where if I wasn't watching a TV show and kind of like forcing myself to focus on the characters and their lives, I would feel the pain even more strong. So it's kind of weird, like I wake up immediately, I turn on a show. Oh, sleeping. Because I was not motivated, I would not want to wake up, but it got to a point that I couldn't even just sleep through the day because I would feel so anxious even while I was sleeping, and my dreams were really, really insecure. And then I wake up feeling insecure. I think the biggest thing though for me that propelled me towards therapy was me not being able to fake it anymore. I don't mean orgasms, I mean happiness. I like being positive because I don't like bringing people down. Usually when I see people, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, I'll put on that smile, not because I'm trying to pretend to be somebody else, but I don't want to bring that person down. But I couldn't do that anymore. Someone's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I suck. I feel terrible. I didn't have any energy to be Jean. I don't know why I did that, because I really am Jean. That's when I started therapy, and that was 2017. 35, is it? Or 33? Somewhere around there. Imagine like struggling with depression and anxiety since you were 6 years old. And suicidal thoughts. There were obviously a lot of big issues that had roots in me that would constantly pull me down. And this kind of ties in with the renovation as well, right? Because there are certain things in your apartment that are not working well anymore because it's very old. My parents were here in the 70s, like late 70s, and we renovated the place once when I was 15, and that's like freaking eons ago because I'm like 100 now. Looking for a good contractor is like looking for a good therapist, and so that's what I did. Found a therapist. I need to find someone to help me fix this. I can't do a renovation by myself. Oh my god, this house will look like shit. You know when you've hit rock bottom, when the things that you used to escape with no longer work and you're just done escaping. I was done escaping in this life. The next step was to kill myself, which obviously I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna say obviously because people do it. I was really Asian about it. I just didn't want to inconvenience people. And I also didn't want to upset people. Imagine like finding a dead body there, they'll be like, ah. I mean, that's not the only reason why I didn't do it, but that was one of the reasons because I'm freaking Asian and we don't like to inconvenience people. I'm alive today because of my Asianness. But it really took me a while to admit to myself that, hey, something is up here. I don't feel like doing anything. I have no desire or passion, and I'm someone who's so fucking passionate about music, about wow, I paused there. There was nothing, not even one thing. Maybe Cheetos. I was actually really excited to eat my Cheetos every day, so fair enough. There was something that excited me. I think what was scarier as well was I was really losing myself, because when I'm really depressed, I don't listen to music anymore. When I'm depressed, I don't create. And my coping mechanisms actually was starting to become who I was. And that is very scary because I pulled away from a lot of people who know me, who know that I love people. I love engaging with people, strangers. I'm like a puppy dog. I'm really good at sounding like a bitch. I really do relate to being a dog. But anyway, that's besides the point. When I was really depressed, I did not want to be around anyone. I just want to be by myself. But that wasn't who I was, because I do derive a lot of energy from people and I love collaborating with people. Like the person behind the camera right now. I also wonder sometimes, when people are like, oh, I don't like people, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. And not only just people, just myself. When I don't like something or when I like something, is this a reflection of something deeper that is not working right with me? Or do I just genuinely like it or hate it? That's fine too. But when it's connected to an issue of yours, you might be suppressing the real you inside who actually loves rainbows and butterflies. But you're like, oh, I'm goth. And that's fine also if you're a goth. I'm a rocker by nature, deep down inside, because I love to express my anger and my deepest, darkest Oh my god! It's not the rock! It's not the And then maybe your inner person is like, oh, let me out, motherfucker! This is who I am! I'm a... Fill in the blanks. So just going back to why I started therapy and why I decided to start this renovation is because it was time for things to start working like they were created to work. There were certain things in me that were not working at all, and that was just basic things like joy, And I'm not talking about happiness, because I think people pursue this ideal happiness. Oh, I'll be happy when I'm successful, or I'll be happy when I have this much money, or I'll be happy if I have a tiger beer. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about that joy that you had as a kid when you saw something new, or when you laughed with your friends and you just couldn't stop giggling. I remember my best friend, my bestie, when we were, I think 11 or 12, whenever we were in the elevator and someone got into the elevator, we would always want to laugh real loud. We would always stifle our laughter inside, and sometimes we just can't help it and we start laughing. And I feel sorry for the person that walked in, because we're not laughing at them. It's just, I don't know why, it was just this thing that we did. And it's just those little joys that I missed. I think we all have the ability to experience again if we've lost it. If you still have it, good for you, man. Fuck you. No, good for you. I really do believe that we can get back there, and that's kind of where I am right now these days too, because I'm like, fuck it, just be me. On that note, thank you for watching Finding Gino. My name is Gino. Come find me!